As Disney reveals that Epcot is complete, Epic Universe is gearing up for even more land as they've just been approved for a plot of land that is more than double the size of what they've been approved for thus far. Let's talk about Universal Orlando Resort's next big move here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is theme park expert Mr. Vash Sky. Vash, how big of a deal is the news that we're about to talk about?
Oh, I believe it's about, 1,300 acres big. How about that?
That is a large tract of land right there. Let's talk about this story out of Orlando Business Journal. Universal to add hundreds of acres to Epic Universe Development District. Here's what the Special Development District could look like and why it matters. What are we looking at right here? This is, I would say that's an early view of, is that Epic Universe? That looks like maybe just Isle of Burke right there. This by Sarah Kinbar, a staff writer at Orlando Business Journal. Universal's plans for a major entertainment district hubbed by Epic Universe have just gotten bigger. Much bigger. Documents filed May 29th with Orange County by Universal City Development Partners Ltd., a subsidiary of Universal Orlando Resort, showed the original plan to include 700 acres in the planned development has now expanded to over 2,000 acres. After a review, the Orange County Development Review Committee approved the plan on June 7th to fast-track online services. The plans call for a change of use to accommodate whatever they intend to develop around the future theme park opening next year. That's because the properties are all part of a county-sanctioned major economic development project called Shingle Creek Transit and Utility Community Development District. Here's the map. Oh my goodness. Vash, Can you help us understand the scale of the difference here?
Oh, well, 2,000 acres is massive. I believe the Disneyland, anyway, Disneyland Park, I think is only, 160 acres in size. So 2,000 acres, that gets you a whole lot of whatever you want. And we'll go into this article a little bit deeper as to what that might be. But you can build hotels, you can build entire theme parks. People have speculated that there's enough room to build not just Epic Universe, but a second theme park or maybe even a third theme park on this property, which would, well, that would be the fifth gate for Universal if they so choose. You can probably, divide up this land and maybe incorporate hotels within those parks, just like, I don't know, maybe Westcott did back in the day. What you can do here is just endless in terms of the possibilities. Now, they do actually say to give them, whatever they so want to develop here, the right that is. That, I think, is suggesting that this is a mixed-use permit, which is kind of the trend in fashion when it comes to these theme park properties and zoning these parcels out. A lot of them want to be able to develop, retail establishments, food and beverage, hotels, theme parks, anything that they want. And I think that's what Universal's going for here.
Right. And just to point out what they already have here in this special development district, this is a commercial development district, which is different from the Reedy Creek Improvement District that Disney had and then was replaced, obviously, with the CFTOD, Central Florida Tourism Oversight District here. They already have a Brightline train stop that's going to be going in here, and that will be turned over to the city after it's completed. There are metrics that have to be met by Universal in order to do it. There's millions of dollars that's being put towards that. So this is going to have its own Brightline stop here at the Orlando Convention Center. It looks like if you were doing this from scratch, this would be amazing. But of course, the original Epic Universe is 750 acres. When we say that it's 750 acres, we're talking about the entire development here. There's another 100 acres that are completely outside of the park for Epic Universe that was already marked for a possible expansion of another theme park right next to Epic Universe. There are, of course, expansion pads that were there for Epic Universe. I forget if there's 3 or if there's 4 different expansion pads, some for perhaps entirely new portals on top of the 4 that go off of Celestial Park.
So that's the map that they originally submitted. And then if you scroll down just a little bit more, this is the new map. And you can see just the scale of what they've added here to the zoning. I mean, it's so significant in terms of the additional real estate that Universal is looking to work with here.
Right, and this is also while Disney is working with CFTOD on this quote unquote $17 billion expansion. This is very specific. These are plans that have already been laid out. There are permits already taken care of here, and this is approved. So while Disney appears to be getting back on its feet, I don't think the sleeping giant has been awakened over there at Disney just yet. This is more like, I don't know, I wouldn't say this is Rocky 2 or Rocky 3. This is the jokey Rocky 13 from that Weird Al song about the Rye or the Kaiser, where maybe Rocky has forgotten about his training roots, and he's just kind of been eating Twinkies and ding dongs and whatever for a very long time. Like, I see Epic Universe as lean and mean, ready to do business. And Disney right now is ready to say, well, we'll do another copy of what we've done elsewhere, and we hope that people will actually like our IP as opposed to just checking the box over and over again. Vash, I think that Universal actually has what it takes to overtake Disney in the theme park business in not very much time.
I think they do. I think they're hungrier. They're certainly hungry for it in a way that Disney simply isn't. They have a compelling product, and their customer service has been much improved from years past. Their improvements that they have made to their guest experience, have all resonated with fans and even regular guests alike. We see a lot of the social media trends that point to Universal, being generally better received than Disney. We see a lot of outreach on Universal's part in order to provide the best experience possible. All these things matter. All these things add up, and I think Epic Universe is going to be this next chapter in which this gravity starts to shift a little bit in their favor. And if they deploy what they're thinking right here, who knows? In that next paragraph, we might actually get a sense of what they might have plans for when it comes to this development.
Sure. Commercial real estate professionals like Managing Director Michael Weinberg of Berkadia Orlando and Managing Director Paul Sexton of HREC Orlando have recently said the existing hotel inventory near Epic Universe won't nearly satisfy the need created once it is open. If I can emphasize that line right here. Okay, right. This right here is the Stella Nova and the Terra Luna Resort. Is it 1,500 rooms that are here? Yeah, it's a massive number of rooms that are being added by these two hotels right here. And this is also right now it's priced for use even if you're not going to a Universal Orlando resort.
Yeah, it really is priced to be this kind of hub for a lot of families, I think, as part of their Central Florida vacations. That's kind of the really cool thing about this, is that not only is it going to have great transportation options for Epic Universe specifically, but it's going to connect you to other areas of the property, and it's located in such a way that you can just go down I-4, you can wind up in Disney, SeaWorld, wherever you want to. I think that's really going to be a really compelling offer for guests visiting Florida.
I would agree. Given that on-site hotels help theme parks capture repeat business from customers rather than giving it away to nearby hospitality commission, more hotels than those already announced are likely in the mix. I would agree with that. And Universal has an easier time putting hotels up because they, Disney, again, is a little bit bloated in the way that they handle things. If you look at the disaster of the reception of the new Poly Towers there, where they are trying to get away from the themed resort ideas here and going with generic modern with a slight veneer of theming so that they don't completely enrage fans. They're like the theme for the new Poly is tattoos.
Yeah, that is oh boy, and I think the standard room, with the street side view and all that, I think it starts at like what, $900 a night from what I saw on there. Now, obviously, it's a DVC property, but you can buy in cash right there, and it's going to be very expensive. Meanwhile, at Universal, I just accessed my notes right here. They have the Portofino Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific Resort, Cabana Beach Bay Resort, Sapphire Falls, Adventura, Endless Summer, Surfside Inn and Suites, and Dockside Inn and Suites. That's about 9,000 rooms total on property right now, with the upcoming Terra Luna and Stella Nova and the Helios. That'll bring the total up to 11,000. You can kind of see, look, if any one of these parks is, let's say, Islands of Adventure gets you what, anywhere between 40 to 50,000 in terms of guests right? And then probably Universal Studios probably gets you a little bit less, maybe like 30,000. And Epic Universe, we know that that's going to be just the build out there is going to be enormous. So we're talking anywhere between 40 to 60,000 just on day one. You can see why I think they would want to increase that hotel inventory and rapidly. And I think that's where a lot of this might go. Now, that doesn't say that they're not going to do theme parks. I think they will, but they might incorporate hotels as part of that plan for sure.
I think you're absolutely right. Now, as far as the hotels go, that's obviously been Disney's bread and butter for a very long time. This article continues here to talk about the incorporation of that railway, which is, from a business standpoint, that is a big deal. It's not something that necessarily our audience lingers on because it's just good transit. The thing that I think Universal has here that Disney does not is Universal is fully capable of delivering on not just their IP, but they can make deals with other companies like Harry Potter, as is often pointed out, sometimes as a weakness. Harry Potter is not owned by Universal Studios. Obviously Marvel over there at Islands of Adventure is actually owned by Disney, and I would say they do a better job than Disney would with that. Nintendo, not owned by Universal. So right now, Universal has endless possibility. If I'm bright-siding this here, whereas Disney has to use Disney-owned IP right now, which I'm going to say that is to their detriment over there at Disney. And Disney has to do better. In fact, I don't know what Disney could do right now to respond to Epic Universe in any kind of consistent fashion, other than maybe announcing a theme park that doesn't have any of their own IP in it, which is definitely not what they're going to do. Vash?
They are definitely not going to do that. But here's the thing, Jonas. Come on. Josh D'Amaro promises. He promises this time that Disney World announcements, more than what we've heard from Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom, will be announced at this upcoming D23 Ultimate Fan event. Come on, Jonas. This time for real. He's for real about this. He revealed this promise at the Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I believe, media event that they just hosted. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps they can respond somehow.
I just don't see it right here. Disney right now doesn't know how to do anything. Well, they know how to do things cheap. They don't know how to do them inexpensively. There's a slight difference between those two phrases here. Obviously, I think that with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, they've officially reached the end of all the Chapek era announcements that they made. Epcot is done. I've never heard Disney say, yeah, the capstone on this project is done. So that idea that Disneyland will never be done here, they have said, no, Epcot is done because they are officially giving up on all the other projects that Bob Chapek announced there. That viewing area for Harmonious, which then got replaced by Luminous. There's just so much about what's going on that even if they did come around tomorrow and announce that they're going to do another park, I don't know what they would do with it. They don't have anything that excites right now. Animal Kingdom, for the life of me, as being a Tampa resident at the time that Animal Kingdom came out, that very much to me read as, oh, well, Busch Gardens is over here. They've got a zoo. We're going to do our zoo, but it's not a zoo, but it's definitely in that same area where we're in competition with Busch Gardens over here. Hollywood Studios was a response to Universal Studios before Universal Studios was able to open their doors. So they would have to do something on the lines of Epic Universe, but they don't own anything right now that isn't already incorporated into another park. So if the parks are meaningless as far as theme, I don't know what Disney can do to respond here other than say, well, all that money that should be going into fixing our current parks, we're going to spend it on a fifth gate, which I don't think Disney fans are going to be very pleased with that. Maybe they could say we have the physical plan. Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been such a disaster in the previews. I just don't have any faith that they're capable of responding in the way that they should respond to Epic Universe. Disney should respond to Epic Universe, but I just don't see a good path forward with the current company, how it stands. Vash, wrap us up here before I just rant us into oblivion.
So many of Disney's decisions have been really just ill-conceived and poorly thought out. And look at the promises that they've made. You know, that big festival area that we were going to get in Epcot, the Disney Play area. the Mary Poppins attraction, all these things never came to pass. And look, we brought down what Communicore or Innovations West, but don't worry, because we put up this horrible LaGuardia Airport meets shopping mall facility. It looks terrible. Tiana's Bite Adventure underwhelms. It's a whole bunch of over-promising, under-delivering, and we've just gotten that consistently from Disney for like the last 5 years or so. It really has been heartbreaking for fans, and not just people most passionate about these things. It's a depressing time for sure. We'll see what happens at D23, but I'm not put my hopes up here. Epic is doing something, Universal's doing something, and that is great. That's awesome. And maybe, just maybe, once Disney finally sees the attendance for that, maybe they'll end up doing something.
Right. And if I could just say something, right now, the next thing that Disney has is the Tropical America's Land, which is not going to have Coco and Encanto and Indiana Jones like it was originally hinted at the last D23. There's going to be either no Coco, or Coco won't be incorporated as a ride, maybe like a hot dog stand or something like that, like something small, or maybe they'll incorporate them into a restaurant. We're looking at a carousel, which they do need a carousel, an Indiana Jones ride, and I'm not hearing great things about the animatronic budget on that one. So good luck there. And while people are hearing that Mystic Manor is going to be the framework for what they do with the Encanto ride, I'm hearing that it's going to be the same kind of Omnimover system. This is not set in stone. I'm hearing that it's going to be the same kind of Omnimover system that's used in the Little Mermaid's Undersea Adventure and, of course, the Haunted Mansion right here. So Disney does need rides like that, but I think they need to get out in front of this and make an actual announcement about what that ride is going to be before people get into their heads of what Mystic Manor looks like. This fantasy of going to see Mystic Manor and then placing that on Encanto and then realizing, no, you're just going to be sitting in a clamshell. Disney does the clamshell rides well, but I don't think that's what people are looking for right now. But that being said, we want to throw this to our commenters here. We've ranted about Disney for far too long in this. We want to talk about Epic. What do you think Epic is going to do with more than twice the land that they originally had, 3 weeks ago? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think could be done to fix Disney at this point? We would love to hear your thoughts. Like this video if you like this video, or even just found it semi-helpful. It helps us to boost in the algorithm a little bit. And of course, consider subscribing to That Park Plays for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out